morning, my beautiful Capricorns. Whisper, I love you, politely. Please excuse this format for your video. I am not well at present, but I am trying to get better. My voice is not with us today, again. In lieu of a regular video, this format will have to do. As I began, my instinct kicked on and I heard creating distance. So I guess you are creating a little space between yourself and another person, idea, or situation. Level heads get the job done, and it seems as if someone or something in your past may have diluted a situation or glossed over some facts that you needed in your world to make sense of things. The time for half-truths is over for you. It seems that a grace period has ended. During that grace period, you did try to go along with others, but the clock has run down on that action. Moving forward, you are seeing that double-minded actions or words from others just will not do. Stretching your mind thin is not going to move everyone forward. And so the cards do show that what is needed is a strong negotiation that may move the chess pieces around on the board a bit. You're determined that nothing is going to stand in your way of acquiring the truth and locking down a situation that needs to be completed. I'm seeing an entire city in the air kind of wobbling back and forth. The occupants are not steady but fearful, as if the rocking back and forth has only made things worse. Given time, you could have had everything in place to move this city in the air down to the ground long ago. However, too many people were being considered in the equation instead of just running with your own authority and completing the job. Yes, there are other people involved, which is who occupy the city, but you're seeing now that their emotional imbalances over each little emotion have offered too many wiry opinions of what is to be done. Again, they're saying that the time for opinions is over. Sad to say, even though it feels like you took a long circuitous route to find your way, eventually you ended up right back where you started. It puts you in a headspace of knowing exactly which direction you are headed. And now, as long as nothing else stands in your way, you are headed home. Your original instinct of movement was correct. Not to say you haven't had your oddball interactions or exciting connections. None of these interesting and knowledgeable places has really gotten your own goals progressed. If you are showing agitation at this long pause, trust me, the frustration is real, but it feels like you wish others could see that working with you instead of against you could have really solved the entire issue. Your way of doing something really is the fastest way that benefits all. Trusting your own intuition instead of giving others time to expose themselves seems like a waste of time now. Truly, though, if you keep the frustrations at bay over the next 7 to 8 months, you'll find that you are using some of the knowledge that has been passed to you. It may be in the form of meeting new people who need a bridge or a hand. It could be in situations where someone desperate in need asks you to help them do what they cannot do for themselves. It can seem as if your entire roadblock has been helping everyone else get to where they need to be. And in true Capricorn fashion, no one is stepping in to help you with yours. If you have emerged from this new adventure full of angst and frustration, know that the wheel is turning now in your favor. I've got angels who are breaking out boxes of tools, money, food, and resources to start handing down the line like an assembly line to put in your hands. Those things you will need for the next step of the journey. I've got an Aries, Scorpio, maybe Leo, and a Taurus-type figure who will be pivotal in your successes in the next 6 months. Determining friend from foe will be challenging. If you've learned anything in the past 6 months, it's that your genuine and automatic trust in people has failed your little heart. Pity, Porosito. Lift your heads, my delicate and determined Capricorn. Hope is just around the next corner for you. I'm getting a vision of Tsar Nicholas II and his wife Alexandra, which is pretty normal for me. Betrayal comes in many different forms, not just from money. Disappointment over financial losses are one thing, But seeing with clear eyes that each person around you has an agenda of selfishness has been another thing. For example, when you relied on your colleague to deliver on a joint project, they backed out at the last minute, leaving you to shoulder the responsibility alone. There was also the friend who promised to support you during a difficult move, only to disappear without explanation when the day arrived. Or the family members who assured you they'd help with an urgent financial need, but when you reached out, they had a sudden change of heart, offering excuses instead of assistance. Each of these broken promises has chipped away at your trust, painting a vivid picture of disappointment. Yet, as frustrating as these moments have been, you recognize that motivations are often more complex than they appear. Although their actions seem self-serving, some may have been driven by personal struggles or fears that you were unaware of. This understanding adds a shade of empathy to your experience, even as you process the sting of being let down. So, you see, Capricorn, it has been a difficult learning experience for you. Some who tried to deliver have brought half-ass attempts, which to you has been mind-blowing. Who says that the dream they have is so great, but they won't even show up to do the work. Some have said, yes, I believe wholeheartedly that the vision you have is the right way to go, and then show up 3 days later having changed their mind. Promise after promise, promises. Promises are nothing more than hope, and hope is for the hungry. No one has envisioned the future like you have, Capricorn. No one has dreamed so hard that you can physically bite into the fruit of the dream with the juice running down your chin. It's real to you, Capricorn. It's so real that you cannot see life any other way. And that kind of determination isn't hope to you. It's life, real life. Let everyone else call you crazy at this point. After all the promises undelivered, you'll go it alone, even if you have to pull that sled up the frozen mountainside one step at a time. All others be lost to the mountain. You know the mountain. You've scaled it. You've tried to explain to everyone how to fight their way to the top, but hardly anyone is willing to pay the price. You will, though. You haven't given up, and you're not going to. You can take this mountain. You determined will take this mountain. Forget the rest, or at least that's how you're feeling today. I'm catching something else here about tools. The importance of tools, and that concept has been sitting with me this past month. Give a Capricorn the right tools, and they'll get the job done every time. The tools are worth it to you, Capricorn. It's never a one and done with the right tool. Tools are your keepers. Not just for today's projects, but for any project you dream up in the future. Really great for emergencies as well. They also serve a purpose for teaching others when the times do show themselves where you become the teacher, which happens more than others can know. Just had a hot flash with another message coming in. It speaks of those people, usually younger than you, who want to come up under your wing. These are special moments to you, Capricorn. These good memories of willing strangers who see your capabilities and want more of what you have to offer. You could spend a lot of time in regret over the shows of anger due to frustration or hurt, or you could enjoy those good memories of when another soul can actually see your light shining bright on a hill. I'm picking up a great military reference from my own experiences where we'd take these lights and change out the color of the lens, or wearing night vision where very little unseen light can be picked up by the headset you wear. To know that much of your struggle has been in the night using these kind of light tools, I see a life of working in a dark mine under the ground where little light is all you had, or working at night to tie down a train track alone, so that folks on a train wouldn't careen off into the dark. Working alone at night to dig a grave, or at night to secure animals in a barn. Unbeknown to you, there have been others who have seen that sacrifice and felt gratefulness in their hearts for your sacrifices. And some of those people have been very close to you. People who have lived under your roofs, or strangers who have come to stay at your home for a night or two. Gratefulness in the hearts of others has been far more than you can see. It's just that those closest to you are the only ones on your mind most times. And those are the people who do not understand you the greatest. Living with a broken heart has been awful for you, Capricorn, and I'm hearing that those times are close to an end. Within the month, actually, you've learned that you are who you are. You do what you say you will do. Weathered and beaten by life, even if others cannot see your soul, you are weary and leathered, just like a Capricorn would be. Grieving for that young person in your memories whom you can see, wishing you could go back and talk to yourself in those years and change their outlook on life. It's time to recognize you must say goodbye to that young person in your youth called you. Whoever they were, they'll figure it out or they won't. But you've spent enough time there in that memory for now. The mountain calls and it will need your full attention, and you know it. The way is treacherous and dark, but at this point, pain has become your friend, and at least you know the level of equality there. I'm seeing magic lighting up the new path you forged a while ago. Old contacts and friends have not forgotten you. As you step forward into the next chapter, some of those places where you forged the ground was developed after you stepped away. Maybe that's the part that is unexpected for you. People remember you. They remember your work. They honored it by building on it, and that part will be a true reminder of how special your work can be. In the next 5 months, you're going to walk into a contact who may be a Virgo who has recorded, if not developed, a new way of life built from the ideas you brought forward long ago when you saw them last. This person has truly developed a lifestyle from the mentorship you provided them. They've kept you in their heart and mind, and they've missed their old friend. If lovers or children have crossed your mind, look into the next 6 months for a Scorpio, yes, I said a Scorpio, to step out of the wings, take your hand, and give you a lifelong commitment of staying by your side until the end. This person's heart is made of gold, but they also know the hard work of mining for gold and is willing to either tend your calluses after a long day of hard work or stimulate your mind on your days off. This person will kind of baby you in a nurturing way, and all they really want from you is all you have to give anyway, your commitment and dedication to your work. I see this person smiling at you, Capricorn. It's a sly smile and one that beckons you to the bedroom, if that's what it is that you guys are doing in there. Personally, keep me out of it. For some of you, this is a wiser and more knowledgeable through life experiences X-type person who has also taken a long, circuitous route that led them right back to you. Exhausted exasperation, man. It looks like you're feeling that none of this had to be this way, as if looking back at the past 10 years and all of its hardships was something you thought you really knew back at the beginning of that trek long ago. This Scorpio personality is reaching their hands out to kind of embrace you and calm and comfort you. Their wisdom seems to exceed yours in a way that speaks of emotional intelligence and the toll that walking a mountain can take on a human. In the vision, it seems as if you have not completely embraced or become aware that emotions were a part of your experience, but they were, and this Scorpio seems to know that hard labor and life with strong emotions walk hand in hand. Their wisdom outweighs yours in a strong way. You can trust that what they are talking about is correct. You need comfort in that area as well. There is a misunderstanding that stands in between you and a Sagittarius or a Libra. Toxic, if not outright sick family members have really shown you a true side to who they are. I'm reminded to relay to you that the past 20 years has had Pluto in your sign of Capricorn. If you are not aware of the translation, please look it up. Clearing family lines from their own sins or karma is definitely one of your duties in this lifetime, Capricorn, and unfortunately, those in these generations alive today have had to carry the brunt of the work. In my line of work, psychological storylines build up generation after generation, which is also revealed in science. A study from the Wellcome Sanger Institute and University of Cambridge reveals that not only do we inherit genetic traits from our parents, but spontaneous mutations called de novo mutations. These mutations are influenced by ancestry and lifestyle choices like smoking, suggesting that our DNA is a living record of both inherited and environmental factors. Subtly influencing traits across generations, de novo mutations are spontaneous genetic changes that arise in an individual's DNA. These are new alterations not inherited from either parent, but shaped by ancestral lineage and environmental factors. So, even though we have the ability to shift our preferences in different directions with each generation born, those new preferences are influenced by those that have come before us. Your work in this lifetime, Capricorn, is to continue to emphasize, shift the bloodline and family tree. I highly encourage you to read The Gene, An Intimate History by Siddhartha Mukherjee, if you are ready to take on that conscious shifting of your legacy. I'll end the tarot portion with this last little bit. You may not be able to figure out why certain people cannot move past what history has been done. You may not be able to shift perspectives or opinions on how to tackle the mountain, but what will not change is how you see yourself, especially as you grow in light and love. That much is for certain. Those wonderful traits you carry with you, inside of you, will remain, and on that knowledge you can rely on. Moving in peace and patience, forgiveness and internal stewardship is all you can really do. So, do that, Capricorn. Be your own best friend in your life. Work towards what makes you joyful. Notice I didn't say happy. Happiness is fleeting. Take up those things that bring you joy. Your future belongs to you. The oracle cards being shown show that you can only point at a fire burning out of control for so long before you need to pack it up and get going for yourself. If there is tenderness towards some of these people that you have loved, it's time for you to either speak the truth in a way that conveys your intentions, which is responding to the problem for once instead of listening to everyone else's opinions, or telling your own opinion so as to shut the conversation down at last. Those that will not reach out and see that differing opinions do not necessarily mean that wrong was done will not understand it when you end up choosing something other than their choice for you. If you have been shown any disloyalties in their behavior, basically, it has shown you the immaturity that keeps them locked up in the minds. Some people like to be controlled, Capricorn. However, it can also show you the leaders from the sheep. Keep that in mind going forward. Sheep exist, and not everyone was made to be a leader. Some people wish to be a leader, but they're not a leader. Also, in my own experiences, leaders tend to attract and hang out with other leaders. If you see that you always end up sitting at the same table with upper leadership while the talkers always seem to sit in the bleachers, that should tell you something important about yourself, Capricorn. Just because they can talk a big game doesn't mean they are part of the bigger game and the decisions made there. There truly is someone in the next week that is coming in to see you. They're going to take a gamble on you or you on them. Someone is making a proposal to another and wants to either set a date or introduce you to their own special someone. If you find yourself lying in bed next to someone and you still feel lonely, your emotions are trying to tell you something about that person not fulfilling a real need in your soul. Wishing and hoping for the one that filled your cup is a necessity in this life, Capricorn, not a wish. It can make you sick, and I'm not kidding about that part. Healing your whole self means recognizing that it's no wrong thing to respond and provide your personal needs, even if it means going out into the world to find the one that could, especially if they were in your past. It does show this ache to be brave and making motion towards the one on your mind. Whatever finances in your life or their life that has made this separation a struggle, stop waiting for the change and become determined to correct that imbalance yourself. It's all about investment, Capricorn. Those that are worthy of your investment in them, but also the return you will receive, which, when it comes from this special someone, you already know they can deliver in a way that fills your cup. No more playing around with the idea. It's time to make it real. All my love to you. Hugs and kisses.